Should you live in the Treasure Valley, Idaho? Is it a good place to live? Is it a bad place to live? What are the pros and what are the cons? Make sure you guys stay tuned. We're gonna give you guys all the details. Guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm your host, Naseem Eissa. I'm a local veteran and now realtor here in the area, serving people just like you, tuning into this YouTube video that are curious about Treasure Valley, Idaho, maybe just Boise and the surrounding areas as a whole, and what it has to offer you. So personally, after living here for almost, goodness, 9, coming up on 10 years, I can tell you it has been one of the best places to live, but you gotta go broader than that. Now in this video, we're gonna dive and dissect exactly what I mean by that. Now guys, I'm gonna be blunt. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna beat around the bush, and I'm not gonna bullshit you. I'm just gonna be very blunt and tell you exactly what you wanna know about, well, hopefully exactly what you wanna know about living in the Treasure Valley. First, kicking it off with probably one of the most important things that we can talk about, which is gonna be cost of living. Now, cost of living in Idaho has gotten more expensive in the Treasure Valley due to, you know, the amount of people relocating to the Treasure Valley because they're just genuinely interested. It's become such a well-known area to move to because of everything that it has to offer. Most importantly, it's also extremely more affordable when it comes to cost of living. But the biggest reason people really love it and are moving here is due to the fact that cost of living is some of the lowest in the valley as a whole, because Treasure Valley, Idaho, depending on what area you move, you can find some homes for significantly cheaper, and you can also find gas is super relatively affordable as well. Now, I will say gas right now in the Treasure Valley, you're sitting, and here I'm gonna pull it up for you. You're currently sitting around $3.72 per gallon on average as of February 2025. So if you're watching this in December or later down the line, apologies in advance, I don't know where it's sitting at, but you could comment and I will respond. And now, speaking of commenting and responding, guys, do me a huge favor. I love making videos for you guys just like this. And in order to keep doing so, I would love for you guys to subscribe and comment where you're tuning in from. What are you guys looking most forward to? Or what is some information you would love to know about Boise? If we don't cover it in this video, would love some feedback from you guys, and I appreciate you guys. And also, if you press the bell at the top of the screen, you can also get notified when we make more amazing videos just like this. Now, getting back to cost of living, some other things to take into consideration is not only is gas pretty affordable out here in the Boise area, but property taxes here is also sitting at about 0.67%, which is way below the actual national average. So it does make sense for a lot of people who are kind of exploring the option of either renting or purchasing. And now most people kind of like to be in the area first or fly out before they come in here and commit to a home to figure out what area they really like. Me personally, I'm a huge fan of the Treasure Valley as a whole, but more specifically, the city that I ended up moving to was Meridian. I didn't move to Boise. The reason why I chose Meridian is because it's like a suburb, but we're gonna talk a little more about that later in the video. But for me personally, I just absolutely love the area, and affordability wise, Meridian is awesome. But like I said, more coming as we discuss in this video. Now, another big thing that is extremely affordable, or pretty affordable in Boise, I should say, is going to be your electricity bill, utilities wise, and just even groceries. Like general expenses, Idaho as a whole is going to be below the national average, but that also does have to do with the Treasure Valley. So as far as utilities, as far as water, gas, man, even like the cost of eggs is significantly cheaper here than you would find in like California or Washington or Oregon, or where a lot of these people are actually moving from. Which, fun fact, the top 3 states people are leaving to move to Idaho is actually California, Oregon, and Washington, and as well as Texas, funny enough. So people are actually leaving from all these different states to Idaho due to the affordability of it, because when you're living in somewhere like Colorado or California or even Atlanta, Georgia, like it's just so expensive in comparison to Boise or the Treasure Valley, where it's so much more affordable to live and your dollar just goes so much further. All right, I'm beating a dead horse, but let's move on to the next subject. The next thing, or the next big reason why people are moving here, is the housing market. And before we dive into the housing market, I know I mentioned it earlier in the video, but I am a licensed realtor here in the Boise and surrounding areas. So regardless of where you're moving, I can help you. And as much as I love making these videos, guys, this is absolutely what I love to do. So I would love to help you guys. You're gonna see my cell phone number as well as my email. Call me, text me, or email me. Pause the video if you need to, and feel free to just dump as much information as you want. That absolutely helps me. And we can also plan a call or just schedule something so we can know exactly how to help you and kind of put together a plan. Also, if you're interested in moving to the area and you just want a little bit more, we do have an amazing relocation guide. We're gonna put it in the video description below. You can download it, it's free, and we just need to know where to send it. So put your information, we'll shoot you over our free relocation guide for moving to Boise and the surrounding areas. But guys, getting back to it, housing wise, you have some amazing options in the Treasure Valley as a whole. Now, depending on what area, Boise, Eagle are gonna be a little more pricey because of their amenities and the location of those. Now, Meridian, Nampa, Caldwell, those are going to get significantly cheaper the further away from Boise you go, to include Kuna and some of the other areas, or other cities I should say. But those areas, it just depends on what you're looking for in a home, right? Do you need to be close to Boise due to work? Do you want to be kind of away from people? So maybe we're looking at Middleton or Star, where it's kind of just 30 minutes away from Boise, but you can still have easy access, or even pushing out a little even beyond the Treasure Valley, which Mountain Home is a great option. A lot of people love living in Mountain Home because it's just a straight shot. You hop on Interstate 84 from Mountain Home to Boise. It's a 45-minute drive, but it's just, what are your wants? What are your needs? Do you want to live, you know, in the Boise foothills? Are you wanting to live in some of the more popular neighborhoods like the Harris Ranch North? Absolutely stunning neighborhood, overlooks the entire city. Or are you looking for like a master plan community where you have a lot of self-sufficient things, such as a garden, you have a private charter school there, you have just so many different amenities in the neighborhood itself? Or are you like, hey man, I just kind of want a condo and just enjoy downtown? Whatever the vibe is, right? Whatever you're looking for is so important to talk about, and you just have so many options. So city to city wise, if we're talking about Boise, obviously you have a very vibrant downtown, you have some great food selections, you're going to have a ton of historic, just kind of areas where you can go check out the Boise Museum. You can also check out some of just the history of Boise, right? Then you're also going to have Meridian. I know I talked about Meridian, and this is, like I said, I'm super biased because that's where I live and that's where I decided to move. But Meridian, in comparison to Boise, I feel like is growing so much faster right now. From all the things they're bringing, they just opened up a Topgolf not too long ago. They just started opening up a bunch of In-N-Outs in the area. They started opening up, goodness, just a bunch of different things in Meridian, and Meridian is just developing very fast. They also have the Village, which is where we're recording actually today, which has the biggest and most popular outdoor shopping center, or mall I should say, that is just absolutely stunning. So people love the Village, and they're getting ready to build another one as well, which is a huge, huge, huge incentive for a lot of people that they really love. Now, the next city you're gonna have in the Treasure Valley is gonna be Nampa. Now, this area specifically, Nampa, you're gonna probably get the best bang for your buck. Typically, most people that are looking for more affordable housing, there's a ton of new construction opportunities. There's also a ton of different areas that you can move within Nampa that are kind of away from everything. So some people just really love the Nampa area. It just depends on what you're looking for as far as location and affordability wise, or what you're wanting to spend. Now, the next city we're gonna talk about is Eagle. If you're looking for luxury, if you're looking for the Beverly Hills of Idaho, it is literally Eagle, Idaho. And I mean, this looks like something out of a Hallmark movie. Like, it is just absolutely stunning. It has charming homes, it has modern homes, it has waterfront homes, it has golf course homes. Like, it just has so many different style of homes. And as far as just affordability wise, it is in a higher price point. It is the most expensive city in the Treasure Valley to live in, but I think it's just due to kind of the demeanor that Eagle has as far as just environment wise and all the different things that it's starting to offer, and just getting more and more bougie as it goes. So if you're someone that's like, hey, you know what, I'm a little more bougie at heart, I don't necessarily care about the development side of things, Eagle is probably going to be for you. Just to kind of name drop one of the neighborhoods, if you're interested in Eagle, I would definitely check out the Spurwing neighborhood. That is literally bordering Meridian, but it has the probably most exclusive neighborhood as a whole. It's just a higher price point, super sexy. I mean, it just looks amazing. So if you're interested in that, check it out. And if you're curious about that, just let me know. We can go more into depth as well. Now, next city we're gonna talk about, and then we're gonna move on to the next subject, is Kuna. Now, Kuna is definitely out of the way. It is blowing up, and I mean, in a very fast way. They're growing so fast. They have a bunch of new developments and a ton of shopping markets and just kind of different like areas that they're developing in Kuna, as well as houses. Houses are coming to Kuna. They're growing faster and faster and faster. However, crazy thing is, most people anticipate Kuna to be, you know, 45 minutes away because of how rural it feels, but because they're developing it so much faster, it's kind of losing that touch. But it's only 20 minutes away from Boise, and affordability wise is pretty on par with Meridian. So it is a pretty nice area. If you're interested in that area, we could also go into depth with that as well. So next subject, employment opportunities. Now, for those of you guys that are curious about, you know, what type of jobs, what type of career fields are typically available in the Treasure Valley, you guys have so many different options. The biggest employers of the area are going to be Micron, which is a huge, basically, technology company. They have over $15 billion invested in Boise and the Treasure Valley as a whole, and I know they're continuing to expand out here as well. They're actually moving about 10,000 employees from New York currently to work at Micron here in the local area. Then you're gonna have Albertsons headquarters. Yes, this is the little headquarters for Albertsons, so tons of people that are in the retail side of things or working on the more corporate side of things for Albertsons do live here as well. You also have St. Luke's and St. Alphonsus. St. Alphonsus. I always mess up the spelling. I don't know how to say that. St. Alphonsus, St. Alphonsus. We're just gonna have to play with it one day. We're just gonna have to ask somebody. But those are the two biggest like healthcare providers out here. So they specialize in different things and they have hospitals all over the Treasure Valley as a whole. But typically when you need medical care, those are going to be your biggest providers as far as emergencies or even just hospital care goes. And then you're also going to have HP, which if you guys aren't familiar with HP, they are a technology company as well, but they're also huge in the area. And then you have, you know, your mom and boutique stores, you have your retail stores, you're going to have your franchise stores like McDonald's, Arby's, all that stuff. But for those of you that are looking for employment, you're probably looking for some of those jobs, but definitely a lot of opportunity here. It's just dependent on what you're looking for. So if you're in technology, if you're in healthcare or retail, then you have tons of opportunity, and they're just in a dire need for people like you here in the area. Next, we have our outdoor recreation. So guys, outdoor recreation wise, the top 5 spots that I'm going to talk about today is going to be the Boise Greenbelt. Absolutely stunning. It's where most people like to go walk. It's a 25-mile trail in the heart of Boise all the way to Eagle. It's just absolutely stunning. People love the Boise Greenbelt. Then you're going to have Bogus Basin. If you haven't been to Bogus Basin, it is the best mountain here, hands down. I absolutely love Bogus. It's where I personally like to go snowboard, and if you're into skiing or just hiking or just enjoying kind of a winter resort style kind of area, you're definitely going to love Bogus Basin, and it's just absolutely stunning. The views, the snow that they get, super powdery throughout the winter, as long as, you know, Mother Nature is cooperative, but just a great place to check out. Then you're gonna have Lucky Peak Reservoir, great for boating, great for fishing, great for anything outdoor and water-wise. They also have like a little beach area, super awesome. You could take the family, you could take friends, you can go enjoy it with your coworkers, whatever it is, whoever you wanna bring, your audience. But it's just a really nice area to go check out and just get on the water and all that good stuff. The next 2 that are really, really popular is gonna be Camel's Back Park. That's gonna be just a gorgeous park. Tons of people like to go explore that one. That's probably one of the most popular ones, right behind number 5, which is Eagle State Park, also a great area. Sometimes during the summer, you're going to see tons of people out there just enjoying the lake out there at Eagle State Park, as well as during the winter, where they have this big hill that they actually use like man-made snow, and you can actually sled down it. It's just a super good experience. People absolutely love that as well. So depending on what you're looking for, those are just some of the top 5 places to go and check out and enjoy some of the, you know, the different seasons and the activities that they have in those areas. Next, let's talk about community and culture. Now guys, community wise, I mean, Idaho is just such a friendly place. I mean, it is literally known for how friendly people are. You don't have people, you know, flipping you off or crazy crime happening where it's like there's a shootout every day. It's just not that environment. It is one of the safest areas to live, hands down. I've never had to like look over my back everywhere I go. I don't worry about locking my door. I always joke around and I tell people I've literally left my garage door open multiple nights in a row here in the area, and I just don't have to worry about things like that. It's just such a blessing. You know, you take some of these things for granted, but definitely out here it's just one of those things that is to be expected. So anyways, now let's talk about kind of the community and the culture. Well guys, first we have 3 big events that happen every single year here. First, you're gonna have the Tree Fort Music Festival. That is probably one of the biggest festivals they do every year, and it's just all types of music, all different types of artists, all different types of genres. It's just a little bit of everything, and people just absolutely enjoy that. Then you're also going to have the biggest rodeo of all rodeos, the Snake River Stampede. The Snake River Stampede, me personally, I'm not a rodeo guy, but if you like to throw on your boots and in your hat and go have a good damn time and drink some beer with the buds, then you could definitely enjoy that. But it is just an absolutely different type of event and you will literally feel the stands rumbling. And then on top of all of that, you still have your Western Idaho Fair, which is just like any other typical fair. It's just tons of fun, tons of events, tons of venues, tons of opportunities to go and, you know, enjoy the fair, man. You just go get your funnel cake, you go get your prizes, and you go on the rides that they have. So they do really well with the amusement as well. And they have tons of venues, tons of shopping. So make sure you leave your wallet at home, unless you want to bring it. But it's just such a great time all in all throughout the year. All right, transportation. Now, guys, if you're someone that relies heavily or coming from somewhere that public transportation is a norm, I will say here in the Treasure Valley area, it is definitely not. I mean, you are very limited on public transportation. There are buses, but most people tend to rely on personal vehicles or Uber or Lyft, or, you know, depending on what your preferred travel method is. But for the most part, people typically just take their cars everywhere they go. So not any, no trains that are gonna move you around, no metro, you know, train metros or anything like that. It's just a normal, smaller city. And I mean, combined, we're actually even smaller than some of the biggest cities out there like Los Angeles and all that. So population wise, we just aren't up to date as far as public transportation goes, because there's just not a dire need for it, in my opinion, which I'm sure they're going to probably need it in the near future. So guys, that is pretty much everything that I wanted to touch on today as far as what it's like to live in the Treasure Valley. Now, I will say there are so many things that I feel like I could touch on as well, but for the most part, I feel like you guys kind of get an idea. It's just such a friendly place to live. It's a great place to live. You have 4-season weather. You're going to have tons of just different outdoor recreation, tons of amenities. And I mean, out of all the places I've lived personally, and I've lived in Kansas, California, Texas, I've lived in all different types of areas, I can hands down say that Idaho has been the best. The one complaint I would say is the 4-season weather for me personally. I'm not a big cold guy. I've been waiting for the sun to come out. It's literally shining on my face right now, but I feel like I've just been waiting for the heat so I can feel like I am energetic and not trying to bundle up and stay in the house all day, or go snowboarding and skiing. But regardless, it just makes it a lot easier when it's nice and cool outside. But I mean, as far as the spring and the fall goes, you guys have great weather as a whole. And man, I just can't say enough about the area. I mean, from downtown to the outdoor recreations to the people as a whole and the shopping. Now, I will say shopping wise, we are limited, and I know I'm kind of just rambling here, but thinking out loud, we do typically don't have, you know, your nice stores like Louis Vuitton. There's no Gucci store here. There's no, you know, high-end luxury stores, which I'm more than positive that's going to change relatively soon. But I mean, overall, it's just a nice, quiet place. It doesn't have this hustle culture. It's more so just family oriented, very quiet, very safe, and very just comfortable, you know? So if you're looking for an area where you just feel like you can get away and just enjoy living here and then travel out rather than travel into, then Boise and the Treasure Valley as a whole is definitely where you want to be. So once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you didn't already, do me a huge favor, subscribe to the video, leave a like, comment where you're tuning in from, or if there's something else you would like to know more specifically about the Treasure Valley. And also do me the biggest favor, and just so you get notified when we make more amazing videos, tap the bell at the top of the screen so we can notify you when we make more amazing videos like this. Once again, guys, I am a local realtor in the area. If you want my cell phone number, my email, and everything is going to pop up on the screen. Call me, text me, email me. I'm literally here to be just a resource for you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. See you on the next one.